Well, all right. Now under milestones, we remember a tragic day in Nigeria's aviation history, October 29, 2006, when about 100 people, including the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammadu Machido, spiritual leader of Nigeria's 70 million Muslims, were killed when an aviation development company airliner crashed. Moments after takeoff from Nigeria's capital, Abuja, the disaster shocked the nation and claimed prominent lives. Well, the ADC flight to northern city of Sokoto crashed into a field about 2 kilometers from the runway with 105 people on board. Only 5 survivors were rushed to a hospital in Abuja with 2 critically injured. Among the deceased were the Sultan's son, Senator Muhammadu Machido, and Abdurrahman Shehu Shagari, son of former President Shehu Shagari. Former Governor Atahiru Bafarawa of Sokoto State declared 6 days of mourning for Machido, who was also the most senior traditional ruler of northern Nigeria and had been instrumental in ending religious bloodshed in the central state of Plateau in 2004. Only the plane's tail, an engine, and part of a wing were still recognizable at the crash site, which was littered with smoldering fires. State radio said the aircraft crashed during a storm. It was the 3rd major aircraft accident in Nigeria in 2006. ADC had also suffered a crash in November 1996 when one of its airplanes crashed into a lagoon outside Lagos, killing 143 people on board. The loss of Sultan Machido particularly devastated Nigeria's Muslim community, with tributes pouring in for a leader who dedicated his life to promoting peace and interfaith harmony during volatile times in Nigeria's history. The tragedy represents one of Nigeria's darkest aviation disasters, claiming not just ordinary citizens but national figures whose contributions to peace and governance were invaluable. May their souls continue to rest in peace. May this incident never occur again in Nigeria. Ayo, you were going to say something.
Yes,
I heard you say.
Very tragic.
Yes.
But even in the tragic story, there were some miracle stories as well. 3 daughters of the former Kogi State governor survived. Pardon? Yeah, the Ibrahim Idris, yes, survived this crash. A friend of mine, Dr. Esther Longe, survived this crash with only a scratch on her shoulders. So it just goes to show. So when you hear stories like this, I talk about milestone, it's very sad and unfortunately those that lost their lives, but also important to also hear the stories of those who, through this miraculously came out of this crash and today have been able to, live beyond the crash. She got a PhD, Rufai knows PhD.
I've interviewed her a couple of times.
Yes,
sure
and she shares her story and how this also gave her a moment to rethink her purpose in life and actually impact lives and humanity. So as we remember the dead today, we also celebrate the impact it had on those who were able to also survive.